So in France, they don't go to coffee shops. They go to church with a little bit of castle, which hopefully is a nightclub these days. But how cool is that? I didn't realise the medieval French was so sophisticated. Check out the crane they got. I didn't realise they had cranes like that in medieval times. But anyway, yeah, clearly not in Sydney. Out here for the Carn Boat Show. My name's Dan Jones. Welcome to Dan's Boat Life. This is the walkthrough video of the Nimbus W9. So you may be familiar with this boat from my channel because we've already tested the T9, and the W9 is based on the same hull. So if you're interested in a walkthrough of the T9, follow the link coming up on your screen now. And this particular layout is the modern sports cruiser, in my opinion, and what I am learning and have just learnt. We have done a test drive video. If you want to see that, I'll leave a link in the description of the video down below. By the way, if you like the videos, all these videos that I'm making, please subscribe, maybe click on the bell notification, and if you want to support the channel, just sign up to the Patreon. But this layout, based on the same hull, which is a twin air-stepped hull, nice cutting bow up the front, it's all about protection from the weather, giving you good airflow, and an ultra luxurious social situation for families, small families, I believe. But starting out the back here, Nicholas, just make sure people can see this. It's a more generous stern platform than what you have on the T. This is all on one flat level out the back here, and then you've got your little lockers on either side. So you've got fender lockers on port and starboard. We've got a cleat on either side, and we have our shower, and that's probably a shower connection. So you've got shower, hot and cold, just there on the port side. But this is very much kind of like your swim deck. This is, I believe, a little bit more usable than the other one if you're wanting to use it for that function, because people could sit down here, lounge around. I can imagine kids sitting on the side, lounging around and doing their own thing. You've got the 3-step swim ladder on the starboard side, which is quite a decent one, and having these handles that wrap over give people who aren't super sure-footed something to grab onto when they're getting out of the water. So that's quite sensible. Got the big rub rails, as all Nimbuses do. Very, very practical when coming into the dock or tying up against poles, etc. And then you've just got service access just in front of the motor. We're running the 300 V8 Merc on this particular one. Downlights here. We've got the little kid and doggy door, so that just swivels like so. That's in stainless steel. And we've got a tow hook. That's just going to be for biscuits and light items. It doesn't feel super strong, but what it's ideal for is a grab hold. So moving around the boat, you're definitely going to be doing this sort of thing when you're moving about the place, yeah, with ease. Ooh, sorry, got a sniffly nose. So one thing I've got to point out before I come into the cockpit is this awesome roof. So this is one of the big differences of the W9. This roof is epically big and it's quite stylish. The ergonomics really work and it overhangs at the front. So the reason why they've done that, that's going to give you good sun protection, but it's also going to stop any rain from coming into the cabin because of the design, the overhang at the front. And then they've removed any unnecessary weight by making the center of the roof electrically openable. We'll see that as we get into the boat. You can enclose this whole thing with clears, so if you're parking it in a marina or outside, you're not dry stacking it, you can protect the boat quite easily. So that's pretty cool. And then you get into the main or the heart of the boat, which is this entertainment area. So this, like all Nimbuses, is multifunctional. So we have this U-shaped setup just here, which is going to be good for a family. You're going to have mum, dad and the kids and maybe another friend in here, and you're all going to be comfortable. Much more than that, you might be a little bit squashed. If you're transiting, this boat's going to be fine for more people. So if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, you can have a 5th person, maybe 6, and then 2 people in the driver and navigator's seat up there. But there's more going on just here. So basically this table has the facility to do this, and it also, so when you do this, you can actually swivel it around, get it out of the way. It's got grab handles built in, And then that also gives you access to underneath here. So I'm not going to do it now. I'll cut to a shot of this, but there's a big, basically an esky or a storage bin underneath this seat, and also access to your batteries and other systems. But it doesn't end there. So when you are in lounging mode, this just basically, I guess you probably push this cushion. I know, I'll work that out. Oh no, that goes down quite easily. So there you go, check this out. I'm sorry, but is this not the picture we're all looking for when you buy a boat? Like, how good's this? Little castle and everything, I love it. So that's what you do. That's super convenient. I like this handhold because if it was rocking around, it does give you something to hold on to. And then if you need to pop that back up, I'm just gonna make sure the cushion on this side is, there you go. That wasn't too hard. So that's convenient. Then on this side, this one pops up as well, and we've got storage forward and ventilated gas locker aft. The gas locker is because we have actually gas cooking on this one. So next thing, why don't you go over there and then film back towards here, Nicholas. Underneath here, another locker. So we will cut to a shot of that. Then you've got your manual bilge pump just there, and typical Nimbus, look at this, like felt covered grab handles as you come in. So everything's really, really high quality finished. And you know, the quality of these boats, I believe, is really second to none. They just do an exceptionally good job. And this is the kind of boat, if you want to keep a boat for a while, this is the boat you go for, because stuff isn't going to break on you. It's gonna last many, many seasons. So, it's a bit of storage under here. That's a good place for your covers, I reckon. So, I'll just slot that back in there. But this is probably one big bloke or a couple of kids will sit here pretty comfortably. We're all under the protection of this T-top, and even the people on the back seat are under the protection of the T-top because it ends at the back of that back seat just there. So then, this being the heart of the boat, people can transit this way as long as that person's not too big, and all of these people can enjoy the day, and then you can have it in the lunch mode, or you can have it in the convenient mode as you see fit. That can drop up and down as well. But then obviously you're going to want to prepare lunch, and this being the weekender, it's not just about finding cafes and eating out. It is about staying on board this boat. So you do have proper facility for all that. So come in a little bit closer and just make sure you can see this, Nicholas. But having this windscreen wrap around like this gives you good protection from if there was a cold breeze, or like today, if it's hot, you still have the benefit of some airflow coming through. We've just cracked this electrically operated sunroof. It's got a canvas roof, then aluminium straps. This is just a one touch, and the whole thing will open fully or close fully. And then if you want to stop it in location, you just tap it again, and that will actually just stop it in position. But we've got down lights here and here. There's two more at the back of the boat. So they're actually going to give you light over the prep station here, or the cooking station if you are cooking. So 2 burners, that is gas. And then we've got a single sink, stainless steel, medium depth, hot and cold, a couple of drink holders. You're only going to put tinnies in there. You won't be able to have coolers around them because that's not going to be wide enough. You've got a ledge here for putting bits and pieces. This looks like a power outlet. These are your light fittings. I'm familiar with them. And these are the high quality speakers. They are the high quality Fusion ones. I've seen them before. So in here you have a bin, and there's storage behind the bin for full rubbish bags. So you could pull the rubbish bags out and just put them in behind there as you're going throughout the day. Typical Nimbus setup in here. Look at that. I don't know why more manufacturers don't copy Nimbus with this sort of stuff. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure Nimbus like having some of this quality themselves. And then got a few things here, but that's actually more of the same. Because this is how you do lunch. Like really, really smart and cleverly organised. Once again, same thing. Got some brochures. We are at a boat show for all your cutlery. So that's what you want to see. And these catches, they're going to last a long time. Little electric fridge in here. That's got a freezer drawer. That's an isotherm. Pretty standard stuff there. Then you get to the helm. Make sure you can get all this in picture. So we've got adjustable helm and navigator's seat. They each have flip-up bolsters, and then we've got facility for the seats to go forward and aft, and that's quite easy to push. That needs minimal pressure. It's got a fiberglass frame or structure to it, and then suede and looks like a Silvertex, cross-stitched construction. So they're very nice, but the layout itself, will cut to some footage of this because you can't see from there. There is actually facility for a safety grab bag or storage for one underneath the helm. And another thing I like seeing is the battery switches, engine, and basically all your switches at the helm where the driver needs to get access to them. So starting this boat up at the beginning of the day is going to be a real cinch. There is access to the fuel tank for inspection and another inspection port for the holding tank on starboard. And then moving our way around from starboard and then across the helm, we've got a Simrad VHF just here. Storage behind for drink bottles or mobile phones. This is a remote controller for your anchor, but that will also link into the bow thruster if you choose. Then you've got your key start just here with your safety. You've got those classic Nimbus bow thrusters, which are always overpowered, and these are not the ones that switch off after 5 minutes without telling you when you really need the bloody thing. So you actually actively turn it on and off yourself and then operate the thing. So that's on when you want it, or when you have it on, I should say. Digital throttle just here. This particular boat has got an autopilot fitted. That's a Simrad. Super bougie steering wheel. Nimbus logo in the middle, and that's adjustable. Phone storage, just that's my phone right there, forward of the wheel, and charging, as you can see, and that looks like we also got AUX, possibly for a stereo. This one's got the searchlight, that's on off, and the joystick control. Bilge, anchor, navigation, horn, wiper, wash, auxiliary. This is the Mercury digital diagnostics display, and this is the zip wakes instead of trim tabs, so they're deflectors instead of tabs, like so. Then you move up to the main display where we've got two flat screen Simrads. I'm sure you could do whatever you like, and these can then give you a multifunctional readout of navigation, radar, depth, plotters, all that sort of stuff. 3 drink holders, similar size to what we saw in the galley forward. Nice suede finish here. Compass, and another little place just to throw your phones if you need. And then a window, I can see that going down into the cabin below. Someone tell that dog to shut up. We're trying to do a YouTube video. Okay, so we're going to go downstairs in a sec. We'll just go through the decks first. Another little storage area here. I like seeing little nooks and crannies like this because everybody's got phones and wallets and keys and things they want to throw in an accessible area throughout the day, and they're going to want to put their gear bags with all the other stuff downstairs. So you'll get on with your gear bag, you'll be like, okay, I want my phone for the day, we might swim in and go buy some coffees, I want my wallet, blah, blah, blah. So it's good to have areas for those. Even that bin behind, people are going to get on with their shoes. It's like, no, we'll take your shoes off, guys, and we'll throw them in that bin just there. They're giving you solutions. So let's go forward. On this boat, it's offset. So you favour the starboard side, and you'd come up this side if you're doing it regularly, and if you just need to access the port decks, yeah, you do that for put hanging fenders out and what have you. Fresh water in just there, waste out just here, and petrol in just here. All pretty logical. These grab handles are really good for parking the boat. This grab handle is good for transiting forward and aft, and the roof structure also provides facility to hold on to as well. If you see this little fixture just here, that is for the sunshade. Just watch the boat wash. We've got speedboats zooming around, putting off some wash today. So there is the option, as you would have probably seen on one of my other videos, to put 2 big poles here. I think they're carbon fold poles from memory, and that you just have a big mesh sunshade that protects this area up the front. Typical Nimbus, very, very high quality covers or cushions, I should say, but the cushion, surprise, sorry, we ran out of battery, so I'm back. So as I was saying, the leading edge, it's got bolt ropes and all the way around. So these things, they're rock solid. A lot of sun loungers, they're not correctly attached. They just use cheap press studs, and the bloody things take off when you're going fast. It's really annoying, quite embarrassing too. So just check this out for size. Oh, yeah. Pretty nice. Very comfortable, hard foam, like hard dense foam, I should say, not hard, uncomfortable foam. Then come forward and we have this beautifully laid out anchor well, typical windlass. Look at this, hang your ropes, somewhere for everything, all stainless gear. That's a Lumar anchor windlass. This particular model's got it all upgraded in stainless chain. It's just good gear, and there's also a safety strop so the anchor doesn't fall out if you lost the clutch on the windlass. This particular one, or this style I should say, it allows you to board people on and off the beach. So this width and the height and the bumper allows you to come into poles, put the nose on the beach, or just use it in like very functional ways is what I'm trying to say. Your bow cleats are just there, and this design is quite comfortable for doing this, so that's cool. Navigation lights there and there. Let's just have a look at the roof, and then let's start making our way down below. Now this teak decks that I'm walking on, it's not teak decks, it's faux teak, so you're not going to have maintenance worries. 2 windscreen wipers there and there. That's the spotlight that I pointed out the remote for at the helm. Here's your midships cleats here. Now a lot of you are going to be going, oh, I'm worried about parking a boat like this because I don't have immediate access to the side decks. And yes, that is a concern, but on a style of boat like this, with the deeper V's, a hull on a hull form like this, I'm sort of losing my words here a little bit, it's got more traction with the ocean is what I'm trying to say, and so it doesn't get overtaken by the wind as quickly and go sideways. So you can be quite considered in your movements, and the boat will actually just be stable. So if you want to get it into a berth, you can maneuver it with the bow thruster and the engine, stop the boat, and she's pretty predictable. The other thing is these boats reverse in a straight line. They don't drift sideways because of that hull shape. So don't be too stressy about that. You don't, with a little bit of training, you can reverse a thing like this quite easily. And if you still suck at reversing, just go forward in, because you got rubber all the way around. So it doesn't really matter. So the roof here is hollow, so it's keeping the weight down, and we see obviously that we've got the opening section up the top there, so that also keeps the weight down. And then we've got this radar mast here. This particular boat does have the radar. That's a GPS aerial, that's a VHF aerial, and then anchor light looks like an LED just there. French and Nimbus flags up the top. So that's all pretty cool. You go down 1, 2 stairs, and then stepping into the cockpit, you go up maybe that's 3 inches, maybe more, little ledge into the main part of the boat. So that's going to stop any water filling up this area should you cop a wave or let it if it was raining. Come on down, let's check out the inside. So welcome down below, guys. This is very, very comfortable for a couple. This is a huge bed, as you can see. We've got a felt finish on either wall. That is just the hull form just there, so that's what you're seeing. Reading lights on either side. I'm at the foot end because you would put your head up there, but you could actually use this as the head end if you wanted to sit up in bed. That would be possible. This is an opening hatch forward facing for ventilation. We've got like a leather style here and there, and then this textured fiberglass finish here and here, and then I've got strip lights there and there. And as I come forward, you can access the bow thruster just here. If you lift the cushions up here and here, there's actually storage for covers and other longer term items. Nothing here, but that's a good place to sit down and put your shoes on. Carpet here and here, one timber step just there. Really super neat hanging locker, good for a couple of jackets, and you can even store some shoes on a ledge below there. 2 little pockets, storage pockets there and there. Another ledge for storage here. Light switches here, power socket here, and actually perfect bag storage just in between this little locker here and the wall, I should say. Couple more little pockets for storage there, and a really neat toilet. So actually, maybe just give me the camera and I'll just show everyone this. So this is the loo. Looks like a sit down probably arrangement, but you've got that window there, another window there, you got the hook there, and there's your sink just there. Hope I'm getting that in for you. What I'll just do, just grab that. I'll sit on the toilet and give everyone some perspective. So heaps of headroom. It is a sit-down toilet. That's just going to give access to your systems. There's your toilet roll. Lots of workspace there, and you can put your toiletries bags just here, and you can hang some towels there and there. Little bit of ventilation from that just there, and some textured finish just here. But that's it, guys. I think we've shown you the whole boat. So what do I have to say about the W9? It's the modern sports cruiser because it's doing all of the same functions that traditional stern drive sports cruisers did for you, but it's way cheaper to operate, much more reliable, a much better performing boat, and also just this design makes your days on the water easier because everything's going to be more at hand. So anyway, if that's you, you need to follow the links in the description below, which I will leave to Nimbus and the local dealers. If you want to see some test drive videos, I'll also leave those links as well. My name is Dan Jones. It hasn't been Dan Jones. Sorry, the jet lag's obviously affecting me today. This has been Dan's Boat Life. Thank you, and I will see you on the next one.